Hey guys, so in this lesson we are gonna learn a fantastic R&B chord progression from the song Out Loud by Sid and Kehlani. So essentially the chord progression is played on the acoustic guitar, so if you check out the record you can hear the acoustic guitar playing chords, embellishments, and you know it is really interesting diving deeper into the music theory of this chord progression, because we often talk about music theory concepts on the channel, but it's so nice when you can see them applied to an actual R&B song. Okay, now before we get started guys, learning the chords, understanding the analysis and the music theory of this chord progression, I just want to remind you that if you love R&B and neo soul and you want to learn it on acoustic guitar with me, you can sign up to my new neo soul acoustic guitar class on Till. All of the details will be in the link in the description below. And now let's get started with the chords. We need to start from a C sharp or D flat major 7. Like this, okay? Now this C sharp major 7 is a classic A shape, you know, of the caged system. We play this chord all the time in this style. We often do this type of hammer-on embellishment. Now in the record there isn't this hammer-on, but feel free to play it if you like it. Okay, the next chord is really interesting. We are going to a G sharp minor 7, so this chord here, but we play it as a bar and with a stretch of the pinky to the flat 7 of this chord. So this is a G sharp minor 7 with a really interesting voicing, and this is the highest note of this chord. Then this note moves chromatically down half step, creating a melody like na, na, and by the time you go here, you are playing a C sharp 7. So this time the C sharp is a dominant 7th chord and not a major 7 anymore. And we'll see how fantastic this choice is from a harmonic point of view. So we'll be doing, and then we'll head to an F sharp major 7. Like this. Now, 3 times we will be staying on this chord, you know, and we'll be doing different types of embellishments. For example, the first time we do this double stop kind of melody movement, and just to be more comfortable when I do it, I swap between this position and this. I mean, I shouldn't really say position, the position is the same, just this fingering and this fingering, okay? So I like to start like this, then swap and use my thumb in the bass, do this so that I can do this kind of embellishment, okay? It's a hammer-on, and guys, as always, you can find the transcription of this, the tab, the music notation with theory notes on my Patreon page if you want to download it and practice along and follow along this lesson, okay? So far we got the second time instead, guys, you're gonna essentially repeat the same thing, but once you reach the F sharp major 7, you just want to stay here and play a single note arpeggio, just to create a variation compared to what you did the first time. So ready to start for your third time. During the third time, what we do is exactly the same as the first time. Okay, so we're gonna go. So I once more swapped my fingering to do the hammer-on embellishment, heading then to the fourth and final time, where there is gonna be a surprise like C sharp major 7, G sharp minor 7, C sharp 7, F sharp major 7, which then becomes a really interesting F sharp minor 9. So what used to be a major 7th chord becomes a minor 7 chord extended to the 9th, okay? And the way it's played is with this typical hammer-on on top, on the first string. And then here there is this kind of melody back to the root, okay? Now this is gonna be a really interesting chord to explain when in a minute we're gonna look at the music theory behind this song, behind this chord progression. So now let's listen to the 4 times that we play this chord progression. Now that we know the chords, and we also know the embellishments played in the 4 times that we play this chord progression, let's dive deeper into the music theory, okay? Now, in my opinion, this chord progression is in the key of C sharp, so this is the tonic chord, the 1, major 7. Then you may think, well, then when we go to this chord, the G sharp minus 7, we're gonna be playing a 5 minor? So is this a borrowed chord, maybe a modal interchange from the C sharp minor key? Well, not really, because we should be looking at this chord together with the following chord, which is C sharp 7. Together, these 2 chords create a 2, 5 to go to the next chord, which is F sharp major 7, which in the key of C sharp is going to be the 4th degree. And the 4th degree is a major 7 chord, okay? Now the way you get there, instead of just doing 1 and then 4, what you want to do is 1 and then 2, 5 of the 4 heading to the 4. So this is what it's known as a tonicide 4th degree, okay? Which means that we pretend that the 4th degree acts as the 1 for a moment to create a 2, 5, 4 then of the original key, but this acts and sounds like a 2, 5, 1, okay? So it's like saying the whole chord progression is a 1, 4 in C sharp, but you get to that 4 using a 2, 5 of the 4, okay? So essentially that C sharp 7 is a secondary dominant to get to this chord, okay? And as we know, we're gonna do this 3 times in a row, but what about the last time where this becomes a 4 minor? The F sharp is now a minor 7, a minor 9 chord. Now this is another very common thing in music theory, and it's what we call a minor plagal cadence. Now a plagal cadence is when you play your 4th degree, which then resolves back to the 1. Now if you take that 4th degree and you make it minor, so this is a 4 minor now, you know, it creates such a distinctive sound that you can find in so many hit songs of all times in all styles, and that's called a minor plagal cadence, because you take your 4, you make it minor, and you resolve back to the 1. So this is the full explanation of the music theory of this song, of this chord progression, but once more, additional resources together with the tab, the transcription, and the music notation will be on my Patreon page, so head to my Patreon page and download it if you're interested in learning more and following along this video even better. That being said, guys, that's all for this lesson. As always, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave any questions in the comments below and check out my new Neo Soul class until at the link in the description below. Alright, thanks again and see you in the next video.